This is Robert from Rob P Sound. Hope everybody is staying safe. Hope everybody is doing well. So today we're going to talk about modes, okay? Now I'm only going to mention just 2 of them. So this is kind of like a part 1. Although usually in part 1s, right, you do the introductory to like to all of them. But usually, you know, since I'm a church player, a lot of times I take stuff and when I learn it, or if I'm just kind of going through things, I just see how I can kind of relate it to what I do now. All right. So that's the reason why I'm only going to cover 2. We're going to be in the key of C sharp. Now, have you guys ever heard something like going to the 4, right? You know how somebody do a 5 and we do a 4 like this? I know somebody have heard that before. Or if you're doing something like this, right? You know, I don't know. Okay, so this right here, that right there is really just a Lydian, right? Because if you think about the actual scale of F sharp major, okay, and with the Lydian, all you're doing is just raising the 3rd. I mean, raising the 4th. So B, that B is the 4th, so it's going to be raised to C, right? So it's a nice sound actually, right? You're doing a Lydian. So a lot of times when we play like that 5 over the 4, okay, even with songs like this, you see how you go to that 4 and you're playing a 5 over the 4? That's a Lydian, right? So that's one way you can look at it. You know, you can do something like that, right? You know, okay. Or you can actually do something like a Lydian augmented, right? Now the Lydian, of course, we know it's a sharp 4, but with the augmented, that's like a sharp 5, okay? So look at this. The sharp 5 will be, instead of the C sharp, it will be a D now. So watch this. Okay? Okay? So let's say you're doing a 5-1-4. You can do something like, look at that. Okay? Now I think I covered something like this recently. I actually did this chord over the 7. Okay? A lot of times in C sharp, right, your 7 will be something like this. Okay? So, but, and I'll tell you how I got to that. But, over this, when you land on a bass note, of course, you can think about your options. So, in this case, I use the melody, of course, to kind of start thinking about what I can do. But a lot of times, let's say on your 4. Now, of course, this goes for major and minor chords. So that's why I said it's kind of like a part 1, all right? But with that, this open you up to a lot of things, you know? So with this chord, I'll just, okay? This is one way you can play it. In my left hand, see how I'm kind of outlining, right? Or you can think about it as just playing a major 6 over the 4. Right? Okay. But if you get to learn your modes and stuff, that really kind of catapult your playing even more. There's a song called like the Anthem, right? You know how you do 6, 7, 1. If we're thinking about rehorn, we can do something like right? Okay. Now I know some people go from the 2, 6, 5. But you can go from, I do a 2, 4, 5. So, okay. So that's just another way you can do it. And even with the other song, when we landed on the 5, right? Watch this. Okay. So these are ways, you know, you can kind of take what you already play and just expand over it. And at least now you know, over that 4, this is kind of like doing like a Lydian augmented scale, right? Now, this honestly is nothing more than a melodic minor, actually. This scale that I'm doing can also be looked at as an E flat melodic minor. Okay, and that E flat is a minor third away from that G flat or that F sharp. Okay, so all of this stuff, when it comes to music and theory, a lot of this stuff tie in together, you know. So so when I did it over that C with that E flat melodic minor, all I did was just I knew that I was going to play that B flat major chord over that C, because a lot of us do that already, right? We do that a lot. So I'm used to playing that B flat major chord when I'm doing that melodic minor type thing. Or you can think of it as a Lydian augmented, you know. So I said, well, you know what? These notes and that C, that bass note, is also in the scale. Because I told you guys too, I take chords from scales. So you can use this scale over the 7. If you're in C sharp, you can use it over the 4. All right. So, I mean, now there's multiple places you can put it. So I don't want to limit anybody on what they can do. Okay. These are just stuff just like, you know, when I'm playing or practicing. Even when I'm soloing or something like that, it's not necessarily a bit scale that you can solo on. Some people say that. I've actually heard that. But for me, I've used it before, you know. You know, and that's on the 4. So, you know, if you want to go a little bit, you know, left a little bit, you can do that, right? Or even the 7. So how you do, right? Instead of doing that, you can do, you know. Now I did show this in a recent video, right? So that's a nice chord to play, and you could do this over the 4. Now, like I said, you know, you can, you know, really have fun with this. A lot of times, and now that I'm thinking about it too, with the E flat, you can do it over the E flat. So the E flat is a minor anyway. So think of the melodic minor. So of course it's kind of going, you know, a little bit more. I just want to talk on the idea of the Lydian augmented, but you can still do this, right? You know, over that E. That's pretty cool. You know? So that's really cool. I like that. So that's a really cool sound, you know, that can go. So that's pretty much like a Lydian augmented, all right? So that's all I really just wanted to, you know, just cover that. A lot of times with these videos, this is stuff that I just come across as I'm playing or maybe even practicing or something like that. So I just wanted to share it with you guys. Let me know, because we can take this, you know, even further. All right. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Definitely check out the site. I actually just added like preacher chords and E flat, I think, on there. So, you know, check that out. Like the video, because it definitely helps the channel. Okay. Now I'll be talking with you guys soon.